As everyone knows, we at the Designated Drinker Show are dedicated to raising the bar on craft cocktails. And now we need your help and just a little bit of your time. We'd love to hear what you think of the show and to find out what you want more of and even what you don't. So please head over to designateddrinker.show to complete our listener survey, because what you, our loyal listeners, want is exactly what we aim to deliver. I promise it will only take a few minutes of your time to complete the survey, and for doing so, you'll receive an exclusive invite to our Let's Get Twisted Cocktail Hour, a live online interactive event with me and Gina. We'll be serving up some fun times as we try to answer your questions, deal out a few fun cocktail facts, and of course, share some good laughs. All while Gina doles out her tips and tricks as she shows us how to craft three amazing cocktails. So head over to designateddrinker.show, dish out your thoughts, and we'll see you at the Let's Get Twisted Cocktail Hour. The date and time will be determined by survey participation, so go do it today. And hell, share with your friends, family, clergy, postal worker, dog walker, I don't know, anyone you know who appreciates a tasty cocktail and some intoxicating boozy banter. You know we can't wait to hear from you. Welcome to the Designated Drinker Show, the podcast that's raising the bar on craft cocktails. I am your host, Louise Solis, and with me is my very talented, merry friend, who is also my good luck charm, the mixtress, DC Gina.
Hey, Louise, how are you today?
It is the season.
It is the season.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the view. I know I
like
commented on it earlier, but I mean, do you pay extra for the holiday in the city of Alexandria?
I do. I call the Masons and dial up what color I want them to turn the temple.
It's really nice. I don't know how to do that. I think I have to take a picture and tape it in a window somewhere.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess the Capitol will have to do.
Yeah, I guess it will. Such a terrible view you have.
They don't change the color on the Capitol, although good idea.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We pay enough taxes. Maybe they could just light it up green, or I guess that would be like probably not okay.
Money. Yeah.
Or probably
festive. Come on.
Yeah.
We should get festive. With all the things
festive,
in the world.
You know, but
yeah, 'tis the season. Looking forward to the new year.
New year. I cannot even believe that we are heading into the second year of a pandemic.
Well, yeah. But we've come a long way. Mm-hmm. We've come a long way.
Yeah, let's do a retrospective, or what's it called? Retrospective, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, retro. When you,
a mixtape, if you will.
A time travel, if you need to be. Yes. We're heading into 2022. Also seems bizarre to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like 2020 would not leave. Like it was the year that never ended. 2021 seemed to just like zip by.
I feel like it was just still 2020. I feel like all we talked about is the pandemic.
Well,
it's all we're still talking about, I think.
We are. And we're going to keep talking about it, but we know we're going to get better. We're going to take our learnings and get our third booster. Who knows? We'll talk when we have our 106th booster. Who knows?
You know what's nice, Louise? We don't have to worry about an election this year.
We do not.
Yeah, so 2022, no election.
No.
For president.
For president. Yep. But we still got to get out there and vote.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a bonus, actually. I don't want to even think when that's going to be happening, because the campaigning will start soon, which is...
Oh, yes, and the terrible campaign ads.
I'm not ready for that.
Yes, they're terrible. They're terrible. But let's talk about things that are good. And how lucky we are that it is the new year. And we have, after all this crap that's been happening, you just find appreciation for the simple things. For friends, family, health, and a really good cocktail.
Always a really good cocktail. I think that's probably the most, at New Year's Eve, it's probably the most important thing.
I think so.
And then leading into New Year's Day.
Yeah, because you got to have a good drink in the morning.
Yeah, and even if you don't drink, I feel like beverages in general are a big play in your holiday festivities. At least I believe so.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you don't imbibe and drink things, I don't know how it works I guess you're intravenously taking in saline. I'm not sure.
I don't know
And
either.
if you are, ask them to spike it with bourbon. Maybe that would be better. Anyway.
So there are weird traditions. You're right. Now drinking would be a really weird tradition for me. I wouldn't understand, but I get that. We support all those people. But that's just odd for me. But people do some crazy shit to ensure good luck for the following year.
I have to say, this is my favorite topic show we've ever, like when you're talking about like this year, like I'm talking about a topic that doesn't involve any of our wonderful guests that came onto the show.
No,
like,
it's just you and I. Too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
you mean their past, yes.
Yeah, this is not for, all of them, whatever. Yeah. I just think this is insanity. So I love that we're doing this episode. I just want to go on record saying that this episode is something that I needed.
Yeah, we're getting a little nutty, a little crazy.
Yeah, well, we're just bringing light to why people are nuts.
Yes. So I'm going to hit you because we all know, and get our listeners caught up. We all know everybody thinks I must have that kiss at midnight.
Yes.
Right? Well, in Spain, they're not locking lips. They're throwing back 12 grapes.
Really?
In Spain, you eat 12 grapes to ensure good luck.
Is there any reason why, or do we know that?
I couldn't find the reason why, so who the hell knows?
Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
But so they throw grapes back, but in Italy, get this. You tell me, do you guys do this? They throw household goods to include furniture out windows. And the idea behind that is that you're making room for good vibes, good positive energy by throwing furniture out your window, apparently.
Okay, so.
I don't know where in Italy, but I found, according to the internets.
Okay, so I have never, being a first generation in this country, my father from Italy, I have never, ever heard that. However, my father had things that we always did. My father worked a lot on New Year's Eve because he was a chef. But there was all these, superstitions of having, now having a spotlessly clean house was imperative to my mother. Like my mother was also Italian, and to my father. Everything had to be in order. Everything had to be put away. Everything had to be like clean and justified, and like your house was like pristine, right? So I understand why you're talking about like the throwing out the new things in the old things in Italy. So my father believed that if you had everything in order, that your new year would come in that way.
So here's the crazy thing. Obviously, your parents, by looking at you, I would know this too. You're not Chinese. Why you say that is because they're Chinese lore. You don't clean your house. And why is because tidying up I'm going to read my notes here. Tidying up on New Year's Day is thought to clean away the good luck.
Hold on.
Not making room for the good luck.
Wait, New Year's Day, you said?
Yeah, this would be New Year's. Yeah, because the notes I took were New Year's Day.
Okay, so agree. So back up. Totally agree, kind of like what they're saying, because on New Year's Day you rest, and that was for the family. So if you had a giant party the night before, you minimally cleaned up, but you enjoyed that day with your family. And my father truly believed this in his heart, that we had some kind of crazy, steak or really nice, opulent, huge, over the top dinner. And maybe because my father was a chef, that was the way he wanted to do it.
Of course.
But that was New Year's Day, and we got dressed up again. So New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And we would have dinner later out, but when I was younger, in the house. But I kind of understand the not cleaning up that day, because you're supposed to enjoy the new year. Yeah. Right? And in this country, we put a full pedal to the metal here. It's like, go out all night, get totally hammered, wake up, go to brunch, order 47 drinks, and water, iced tea, coffee, tea, mimosa, champagne, and then a shot, right? Because you got to do all the things. And of course, a Bloody Mary, to say Bloody Mary. And you order all these drinks, and then you have some sort of egg dish, right?
Yes.
And you're like, pick one. Stay in your lane. Have a house party and stay home and enjoy the next day. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure here to keep going. The U.S. is Yeah, would you not agree? I feel like there's a lot of pressure. It's not like.
Well, I think the mentality is to like wring out, no, all pun intended, I guess, wring out everything you can out of like the moments. Like it can be that over. And I also like it, to be honest, New Year's Eve for me is kind of an amateur night. Like we don't really go out big on New Year's Eve. We're usually one of our local restaurants, just having drinks and some food at the bar, something that we would do any other Friday night or Wednesday night for that matter. But New Year's Day, I like to have a little champagne.
Has that always been for you?
You know, I mean, we've had few like New Year's Eves out. Like, I mean, we had New Year's Eve in Paris one year.
That's pretty amazing.
That was pretty amazing. Although it didn't live up to everything you thought it would be. You thought it'd be like amazing. And it was fun and it's great. I can say I spent New Year's in Paris one year. It was really, so cold.
Bitter
cold. So bitter cold. It was like the coldest winter they had in Paris in like a decade. So that was the night we were there.
How many bottles of champagne?
You know, not enough because I remember the whole night. Now, the trip later we took that year in Rome, I can't tell you how much champagne I had that night because I can barely remember the next day.
Yeah. That's how much champagne you should have that night in Paris.
Yeah, yeah.
You had to leave your Carrie Bradshaw moment, right? Yeah. You know, like really high heels, completely painless because you had too much champagne.
But you couldn't because it was so damn cold. It was so bitter cold. But it was great. I can say that I've spent Paris and New Year's in Paris, something like that. But yeah, you know, I think it's mostly been that. I think we've always done like dinners or like with friends. I don't think I've gone to a few really fun New Year's Eve galas and had good times, but it's not, yeah.
Tell me what is one thing that you have to do before, we'll go through the list again, but tell me.
Well,
what's one thing for you?
I think the one thing was kiss at midnight. Aww. Mine's the go-to. I think that's really the only real thing I have for New Year's.
It's a beautiful moment. If you can, I always wonder, I don't know if I've ever had the stroke of midnight like that. They're supposed to say it's like an electric energy that you have with your partner. If you can nail it right at midnight, if you're listening to this podcast and you're going to do that, try it. Because I want to know, like, did you get electric shocks? Because like apparently there's like a shift, right?
I think it's that positive energy of that mindset of like, oh, it's a good time. You're having a good time. And that promise for a new year and that new space.
But do you say Happy New Year before you give the kiss, or you give the kiss and then say Happy New Year?
I think we give the kiss and then say Happy New Year.
So you might have a midnight kiss every year.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say Happy New Year and then give the kiss.
Well, I didn't for 20 years as a military spouse, or many years I didn't spend with Dave, and then we won't talk about how many kisses. I'm kidding. No.
Those kisses don't count, Louise. Hello.
Yeah. So what about you?
So I've been a bartender for a long time, as everybody knows, and I spent most of my New Year's Eve, going over the top.
Yep.
And I do have a few traditions or superstitions or things I've put in my head that I believe.
Yeah.
I follow something my mother has always said, like you kind of look what you want you look like what you want your new year to be like. So no matter wherever I worked, I would always be dressed and I would have my makeup done or my hair done or my, just really like look really super nice. It didn't matter if I was going to work and like, bust all the glasses that night or I was on service bar and no one's going to see me.
Yeah.
It was just the way I wanted to perceive for myself.
Yeah.
And very silly. I always wear some sort of red.
Okay, so I've got in my research, funny you say that, in your red, there is apparently a superstition. I'm going through my notes really quickly. Apparently you whip out your red underpants, is what it says, because you will be spicy for the year. Slip on some red panties before heading out for celebrations. And it's basically, this is a Latin American tradition. So maybe we're related somewhere along the line, Gina.
Always some sort of red, whether it's red lipstick or red top. I have worn
red under. I was wondering why you're getting red.
I have red on now because I have my Buffalo and Bergen shirt on, but it is red. It is a holiday thing. I don't know. I can't explain it. As a little girl, even I would have, usually a red bow in my hair or something on New Year's Eve. Or
cute.
Still, it's very silly, right? How things like really kind of get into your head. What else do I do?
It's kind of fun.
I always make sure that all my bills are paid.
Oh, that's
Everything's paid. And if I say I didn't have enough money, obviously, to pay off like all my debt, like most people don't. Everything's in the mail and then it's marked and now you can check it. Because I always want to be like, like ahead of the new year, right? You want to be like ahead of it. I clean out my refrigerator as an adult. I do a lot of cleaning before the new year. And I think that comes from my parents. Like that straighten up, don't leave tasks undone. Anything undone will carry and become more in the new year, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, even you think psychologically, if you can just drop your baggage at the curb and just keep on going.
Yeah.
You you start, even if it's just a mindset where you open up. What's funny is you talk about cleaning your refrigerator. I found another one that is, and it's an American myth, and then is that empty cabinets or cupboards, as it says, empty cupboards at the turn of the year foretells a year of poverty.
Really?
Yeah. So some people believe that.
I just gotta chill. Apparently, my parents agree with you.
But that's something I do all the time. It's not a New Year's thing for me. I don't overbuy like fresh foods because I like to get those ongoing. But I don't like to run out of even well before the pandemic. I wasn't anyone who went and hoarded toilet paper, but I always make sure I have extra. I have extra things, staples that I always have in my kitchen or in my cupboard. I'm always making sure that I have those things because I don't like to run out of them.
So you want to hear something that I refuse to run out of, and it drives everybody insane. And I have so many backups. It's just
what is it?
So stupid. So I use marinated. Do you ever have marinated mushrooms? Yeah. Most people don't eat mushrooms, right? I feel like they don't.
Yeah.
And there's this Italian marinated button mushroom. It's so dumb. And they're made by different purveyors, whatever. And I always have in my cabinet 3 to 4 jars of those. Now I don't sit around eating marinated mushrooms, okay? So we're all clear. But I do make a lot of dishes with it, right? And every time I run out of something, an idea for something, or I, get sprung with dinner, or it's such a quick, easy thing to throw in a pan with a little bit of bacon and spinach. You make a really nice salad or something really, really quick.
Put it in pasta, maybe.
Yeah, pasta. Yeah. Whatever. You can put it out for cocktails. More than olives, right? Kind of it's a thing, right? Yeah. It's so ridiculous because I will see them and I'm like, oh, I love this kind with this kind. And everyone's like, what? What's with the mushrooms? They're literally when the pandemic hit, you say the pandemic, right? Yeah. And Neil's like, what do we even have in our cabinet as a staple? Because we're like, oh my God, we should buy staple goods, right? Because we cook fresh all the time. Yep. And I'm like, oh, we have a lot of mushrooms. Like, great. So you'll be the only one eating. And I'm because my kids hate mushrooms. Neil hates pickled things. So it's just for me.
Gina's fine. I have that on a spice that I use as a go-to. Again, that thing you go to when you just need a quick, easy. Yeah. And it's not fancy by any means. You get it at the grocery store. Goya has its brand, which I try not to buy that brand anymore. There are other brands that make the same thing. It's just adobo seasoning.
Yes, it's so good.
It is so good. I'm sure there's MSG in it, which makes it really good. Yes. But that's one of those things that I have in my...
I think we bring back MSG. I think everybody should just be it's the new year. It's 2022. I'm bringing back MSG. I'm just going to put a little bit into my food again.
Yes, vegetables will last through the next pandemic.
There was an article, and I'm sorry to go off topic, but there was an article I just read about how they said that fat has been blamed for, the Americans being overweight and everything, right? And it turns out it's just the sugar and everything. Mm-hmm. So, and that salt isn't really linked to heart disease, which I don't really kind of believe, but I'll go with it. But nowhere does it say that MSG causes heart attacks. Now, why did we stop eating it? Do you know?
I don't know. I will tell you that if I have a dish that is of certain ethnicities, they use a lot of MSG in their cooking, and I will get headaches when there's too much of it. But I don't know if it just dehydrates me and I get a headache. I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing to find out. We should find out.
I want to know
why we stopped eating. Why did
MSG?
MSG?
A cardiologist on this year.
Yeah, find out.
Do you listen to our show? Are you a cardiologist? Do you like cocktails?
Is there a doctor in the house?
Yeah,
I
want to know. Is there like really is that really a thing? Anyway, what else do we do? We stage the restaurants.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, every restaurant. As a matter of fact, I had some really superstitious chefs I've worked for.
Really?
Yes, I worked at Rasica.
Yeah.
And we burned curry leaves and sage and cardamom throughout the restaurant the evening before New Year's.
Oh.
And then when I worked at P.S. Evans, our chef there brought garlic, sage, onion, it was something else, and sizzling garlic, and then put that around the entire restaurant.
Sizzling garlic.
Well, it was garlic, onion, sage. It smelled really good. There was a bunch of things in there, and it was super hot. And he drops in all this stuff, and then he walked it around the entire dining room, and we were like, let's do that.
Okay, then.
I don't know. Is that a thing? Maybe that's a thing.
Maybe it's his thing, or maybe it's a cultural thing that we're just unaware. Could be, yeah, who knows?
I don't really know. Although it was a good trick. So I do that with cream cheese now in the restaurant because
you rub cream cheese throughout the restaurant?
Yeah, because you can't buy cream cheese anymore because it's a shortage, right, in the U.S. So I take cream cheese. I'm like, look at all my cream cheese. And people are like, oh, I want to go to that restaurant. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. They're like, oh my God, thank God she has bagels and cream cheese.
Why? Do you know why there's a shortage of cream cheese?
Yeah, so here's what I've heard from my purveyors, right? 100%. A lot of them believe that it is made up because they just wanted to dip in the market and take some money, right?
Yeah.
That's my conspiracy theory purveyors. Then one of my purveyors said that due to pandemic situations, the reserves that they had of the culture, or whatever it is that makes cream cheese, because I've never made cream cheese, they weren't replenishing it. Oh. So they had plenty of milk. It wasn't that. They rennet. I don't know what makes cream cheese. Yeah. Whatever makes cream cheese is what they ran out of. And they said they would correct itself sometime in the next 2 to 3 months. Oh. But as a person that owns bagel stores, you really have to think about holy shit, I'm going to run out of fucking cream cheese. And then I thought about all the bakeries, right? I thought about all the bakeries that use so much cream cheese. And I was like, oh my God. And I thought about all of the Jewish delis that I love the most, right? That Blintz's and all the things that have fucking cream cheese. I'm like, I didn't realize how much cream cheese I actually love.
Well,
so now I'm going to start stockpiling cream cheese on my mushrooms. And I'm going to have pounds of cream cheese and mushrooms. So when the world comes to an end, I'm going to be seriously fucked up.
You got some nice proteins going. Or you got protein at least. So here's the funny thing you bring up. You keep setting up all these fun little facts I found out about weird things that people do for New Year's, or unique things, we'll call it that. When you bring up bagels, do you know that many believe eating anything that's in a form of a circle? I definitely grabbed this one because I thought for sure you'd love this. So, of course, anything like a donut or a bagel is considered good luck because it's circular.
100%. Our marketing thing just got right now. My marketing whole thing for the week of Christmas to New Year's will be all about how round bagels will bring you luck in the new year. Thank you. Drop the mic. Good night. Perfect. That was a great with everything.
I think it might be because it's round, like a coin kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah.
So, or continuous, right?
Yeah.
Everlasting.
Yeah.
Not everlasting. What does that mean?
Infinity.
Eternal.
Yeah.
I think we should make a drink.
Let's do that because it's in a round glass.
It is in a round glass. We have coops in front of us right now. We're gonna make a little cocktail. So the new year. Let's just say it. You gotta have bubbles, right? Bubbles are super important in the new year, and it is legitimately. It's the thing, right? Everyone's always talking about champagne on New Year's and the little tiny bubbles and, the good luck of it. And it's always, joyous. And of course now in 2021, in this country, champagne is hard to come by. So go out and buy your champagne if you're listening to this, right?
Do it now.
Because literally they're not bringing any in. So if you can get cava or sparkling wine, it doesn't matter, something with bubbles. And if you don't drink, honestly, soda water or something like that is just fine as well. You don't have to be like that. But what you want is, the effervescence and the little tiny bubbles to show the joy of what the new year brings, And what I love about champagne, and I say this all the time to people, is that it's fruity, delicate, and dry, and it's really beautiful. And when you buy a really nice bottle of champagne, you can really just enjoy it, pretty much on its own, obviously, right? So we're gonna open this up, and we're having, and I'm gonna, everyone's gonna make fun of me, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say this right. We're having Nicholas.
Yeah.
I know when you say it on the show, you can't remember, right? Foulet. Foulet. Yeah, Nicholas Foulet. Foulet. Yeah, Foulet. Neil,
because the French are like,
yeah, Neil. But it's delicious. It's actually, it's so good.
And the top, honestly, looks like a mushroom.
It does. It's
a mushroom cap.
I'm gonna give you a little taste of this before I put anything in it, so you can just try it. It's an old world producer, and it is just really a beautiful experience. And really good champagne has hints of star anise and apples and just really dancey,
You get both of those notes right off the top when you said that. I get star anise, and then apple was quick behind it.
Yeah, and that's when you have a really beautiful glass of champagne. If you smell a lot of citrus on your champagne, it was definitely probably a non-vintage year, but green apple is lovely, but you don't want it to be too. You're not looking for champagne to be too
apple
acidic,
pie.
like a Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
You're looking for, the roundness of what Chardonnay is, and then how beautiful it can be, and
What's the price point on this bottle, Gina? Because it's really lovely. Is it a?
So this bottle is, a gift because it is the new year, and I don't know, $119.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I actually personally don't know if you can get it because this is the reserve, so I'm not really sure. So I apologize.
Well, thank you for
if you
sharing.
cannot.
It's beautiful.
But
goes perfect with the caviar you said.
I was gonna say, so I brought caviar.
Yes.
So let's talk about caviar. A little round, round. Also served with potato chips and creme fraiche, right? So we have a little bit of creme fraiche that we whipped with white peppercorn and a little bit of cardamom and lemon peel. And then it has a little bit of caviar on top. And then you serve it with potato chips. And it sounds really simple, silly, right, to serve with potato chips. But there's something really amazing about caviar, creme fraiche, and potato chips.
So what I like about it, and this is I like the texture difference because caviar is so soft and the cream cheese is the creme fraiche is really soft. I really appreciate the crunchiness, and for me, textures for food is really important.
Yeah.
So having those with the potato chip and the salt is nice too, but I like the crisp of the crisp.
I love. Yeah.
If I were French, or British.
So this is what I've heard about caviar and the reason why I'm serving it, right? One, you should always serve yourselves whatever the very best thing you can have that day, right? So if the very best thing you can have that day is, whatever, just one thing to treat yourself on the new year is what I think. Caviar is, new life, right? So it's about the new.
Yeah.
And it is the most basic thing that you can eat that is all about new and fancy.
It's very fancy, and you don't need a lot.
Yeah, no, you do not need a lot, but I like to eat a lot of caviar, and I just love the potato chips with it. All right, tell me the potato chips. And by the way, also here's my other favorite lowbrow thing about myself. I will 100% go out and buy an insane bottle of champagne such as so, and then 100% pair it with potato chips. I'd be like, oh my God, that champagne's so good with sour cream potato chips. And people are like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a $300 bottle of champagne. I'm like, I know. But when you spend the $300 on champagne, you cannot afford anything else.
You got the $3 bag of chips.
Yeah, so the potato chips all of a sudden become amazing. You're like, oh. And the sour cream potato chips matter and change? Absolutely. I love the Utz sour cream ridged.
Oh, you like the ridges.
With champagne.
There you go.
It sounds really, you know what? That's one thing everyone should do. Go out and buy the best bottles you can afford and then eat potato chips with it. and then come back to me and be like, why is that fucking good? Because it is good. It is good. All right. We're gonna make a kind of a play on a very classic drink. A poinsettia is basically a champagne cocktail made with cranberry juice. This is my version of it, and it is not quite that simple, but it's simple enough. So we're gonna make 2 drinks. So I'm gonna so it's for each cocktail. It's 1 ounce of cranberry syrup, and I give a recipe for this. It's really simple. It's like 1 cup of fresh cranberries, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and then half a cup of champagne vinegar. And then it's put in there. It's kind of like almost like a little bit shrubby. And then we're going to use half a lime. So a little bit of juice. So just about, I guess, about half an ounce of lime. An ounce. Yeah, about half an ounce of lime juice per. But and then we're going to put on there just a little zest, like about a dime size zest of the lime on the glass when we finish it. It's a dime size piece. We have a dime bag of lime peel. So, I'm just staring at it like, the dime. I'm so worried about cutting my fingers, making these little cute dimes. I'm like, I don't even know. All right, so I just squeeze in some fresh lime, and it smells really, really lovely. And I'm going to I'm going to use my hand here because I don't know.
They're clean as just us.
Yeah, I know. I'm not at work. Although, back in the day, I probably would have used my hand there too. All right, so we're going to give this a shake. So in there, you just have lime juice and the cranberry. And if you wanted to at this point, you could put a half an ounce of vodka in there or something. You don't need it. The champagne will carry it. All right. So we're going to take our saucers, champagne saucers or coupes, whatever you want to call them. And I chill them beforehand just because Louise is a lady and she deserves a chilled glass.
On some days.
And I'm going to give this a little, yeah, right? I was going to give this a little strain just because we don't want all the ice in there. It's just be really pretty color. And you know what? If you can't, wear red, you could drink the red.
There you go. Beer. Or again, then your drink would match your underpants, and no one needs to know.
Well,
or maybe they do.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point of that. You want them to be like, oh, my drink matches, something else. Very seductive. I like that. Seductive in the new year. Maybe like that's a new thing to do. All right.
There you go.
So we have our champagne, our bottom in there. Now we're going to add a little bit of champagne.
Look how pretty that is.
It's very simple, but yet so complex. And then we're going to take our little dime size of our lime. And I'm just going to kind of zest it over the top or atomize it over the top, however you want to say it. And you're going to discard. You do not need that in there. You could put it in if you wanted to, but you do not have to. Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need a new profession.
It's so bad, I don't think I'd let anyone else have any.
No. You don't need to share that garbage.
That's really nice. And so in a regular or a traditional poinsettia, there's typically like a clear spirit in that with that?
I think it's like escaping me. I think so. I'm pretty sure. But this is like I think this is a better version. Actually, no. I think a poinsettia in that planet is legitimately cranberry juice and champagne. Some people put an orange peel on it or something.
Gotcha.
I think that's what it is.
Gotcha.
I'm not really sure, but this is what I make.
What I like is that just the little bit of the lime. Any more would.
Let's change the name of it. Pink poinsettia.
Oh, there you go.
We'll call it a pink poinsettia. Well, what color do you think this is?
It is. It's pretty pinky.
It is ready, but it's also, I don't know, hot red or hot pink poinsettia. Yeah. I don't know.
Hot for lady.
So now take a bite. So let's take a bite of the caviar now.
Okay.
Because now you have why I chose pink. I chose pink roe. And that's why. I feel like that is.
I mean, caviar is delicious. I mean, it's delicious. Come on.
Yeah, but the pink. And if we're gonna go with your superstition that you brought up, the round, we have round cranberries, caviar.
It's pink
in saucers.
Yeah.
Hot red or hot pink, almost red. We nailed it. And tiny bubbles.
And tiny bubbles.
Boom.
There you go.
All the things.
All the things. Yeah. All the things. Well, there's one other thing that's kind of funny.
Give me another one.
So speaking of tiny bubbles or dots, if you will, in the Philippines, it is known that polka dots, wearing polka dots will bring you good luck. And again, this is where I said maybe that coin, I got that reference from here because they believe that those dots and maybe because they look like coins will bring you wealth, abundance, and success in the new year.
Oh, back to the circles.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
I like
back
that
to the
one.
circles.
That's cute.
Yeah, and it's not hard. Maybe if you what if you wore red polka dot underpants? Holy cow. Might win the lottery.
What if someone did and then you're like, God damn it, all you had to do was do that? Do they even make that?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I'll wear it every day.
Yeah. I would like to win the lottery. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Do a lot more episodes of Designated Drinker and nothing else.
From really amazing places.
Yeah, Tahiti. We're live in Tahiti.
Yeah.
For a live show.
Catch us next week in Barcelona.
On vanilla beans. Tahitian vanilla beans, the most rarest thing on earth. Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll just have somebody else make that for us, though.
What? Yeah.
That would be so much better. And there's another one that, and I don't remember where this one comes from. And what do you think about this? Opening doors and windows.
So I was going to say to you, we didn't get to my last one. I crack a window. So why does it say to do that? I always did it.
It lets the old year escape.
Interesting. Now I thought I'd just let your, now I'm going to say something so, I am not on any meds, just in case anybody wants to know.
Yeah, the kind of mushrooms she's talking about are the edible ones.
So I always thought it was to let like spirits come freely in and out.
Yeah.
Like your family or something to visit you.
Yeah, like the Day of the Dead.
I'm so stupid. I literally said that. So now that's on video. Yeah, great.
Well, I don't know if
now lives on recording.
No, but I don't know if it's stupid because why can't it be that? It's what you say.
Well, there goes my career in politics, Louise. I just told everybody I'm completely a nut job, so it's fine. They'll be like, oh, so you want to sit on the school board for the state of Maryland, and clearly you are psychotic. Yeah, like everybody else on the school board. All right, Patty, I'm talking to you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know if anybody's
Patty and Karen.
I don't know. I just thought it was the first woman's name that came to my head.
There you go. Yeah,
Bob and Patty seem like people that would be on a school board.
They're definitely on the HOA.
100. And then Karen claiming she's not a Karen, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
What do you mean? Who's Karen?
Exactly. Although I heard that you're not supposed to say that if you're a woman about another woman.
Oh, yes.
And I was like,
But I think sometimes
I identify male, so I'm going with that now this year, so I can say whatever I want. And no one's gonna care anymore. I'm like, I was gonna identify with this year. I'll do that instead.
Hey, 'tis the season. New year, new beginnings, new horizons.
Yeah, this is an interesting. This has been a crazy year, right? Like, just think about it. Like, literally, we got through another year. I was on Guy's Grocery Game.
You were on Guy's Groceries Game, yes.
And I won an episode of that,
You did.
which was incredible, right? I won a cooking show. And
Would you do it again?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would. Yes, I would definitely do it again. And I feel like now that I've done one, and I did okay. I did okay, right? I won.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
I feel like I would be calmer. Although everyone said I didn't look like I was frazzled, I felt very frazzled.
Well, I can't imagine you not. I mean, who wouldn't be? I mean, you have to be like a complete narcissist to think you're going to go like on this show for the first time and not be like worried about all the things you're going to worry about. And you want to win. You're competitive, for fuck's sake. I know that first and foremost.
Yeah.
So you wanted to show well.
No, I'm not competitive. No.
Yeah, no. So I would imagine because you're doing it like on a national stage. And it's not like you just go in there completely blind.
Imagine they ask these questions prior, like, what are you doing New Year's Eve? Oh, she's crazy. Don't pick her for national television. Did you hear that one about opening the window for the dead people to come visit her? Is she out of her mind?
No, it makes you more interesting at least.
On my fruit farm, which was the funniest thing, I was like, so we planted all that fruit this year. And, we just bought a farm and it's been like a hard year of that. And it's crazy. Like 5 years, I feel like we'll be producing enough fruit to use one of the bars or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We only have a little bit that came out of there. But anyway, I don't know. That's a big thing for you. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to remember the past a little bit, like what you did in the year.
You should or shouldn't?
I don't know. Maybe you should. I never have. Maybe you should. Maybe you should be thankful. Maybe Thanksgiving, because everyone's thankful for what they have and family and being here and stuff. Maybe they should skip that and be so thankful on New Year's that you're seeing another year ring in and be thankful and have a quick memory of what has happened and what is good remain and what is bad send away.
Yeah. Well, or maybe
is that in the notes?
It's not in the notes, but it should be.
We're gonna make a new note. Let's make our own Wikipedia on it in the new year. You should.
But it's crazy that you think. Honestly, what you said about it not being on Thanksgiving, it should really just be all the time.
Oh, I believe that. You should be thankful.
I think we get lost in it. We get caught up in the bullshit of life and your expectations of you and everyone else's expectation of you, of yourself and what you should do and how you should do this and your success. I think we get caught up in, and we just lose sight of, we get caught up in that crap and we lose sight of the stuff that's really important.
I think you're right. I think it's a problem, right? It's a problem. You forget that you're so busy, goal orientated. I need to do this. I need to make that. I need to make $1 million. And then what happens when you have $1 million?
Yeah.
Right?
Then you need 2 million.
Right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I made $1 million. Yeah. And now I have 2 million and nothing becomes enough. Right? And you're not thankful for anything. And then, oh my God. So we're at Louise's house today and the dogs are just so cute. I can't even stand it.
Well, we're also
So
standing
cute.
in my kitchen and Olivia's not allowed to come in the kitchen and because Auntie's here, she kind of thought about going around the ottoman, and Mommy shot her that you better not.
And if anybody ever comes to my house, my dog obviously rules me. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. He's really big, so I just shut up about it now.
He's really cute.
He's very cute. I'm an old English sheepdog, and he is adorable. He's 6 months.
I was like, you have a young old English sheepdog.
Yeah, he is.
Is he 6 months now?
Yeah, he weighs 66.5 pounds.
That's what my full-grown Charlotte weighs. But girls are always smaller than boys typically, and she's a lab, not a English sheepdog.
Oh my God! So, is there anything about dogs in the new year?
No, but No, I have nothing in here about dogs, but I do have something in my notes about lobsters.
Well, I love lobsters, so go on.
So we've been talking about the things you should eat. There are superstitions about what you shouldn't eat as well.
Oh, I shouldn't eat lobster?
And this is kind of kooky.
Okay.
Lobsters and chicken.
Well.
Okay, and here's why. Lobsters, because they walk backwards. It's typical for them to walk backwards. The superstition is around the fact that it could bring you backwards, bring you back, not propel you forward. And it was kind of the same thing with chickens. And this, I was like, how does that work? Chickens don't walk backwards. They scratch, so they throw things backwards behind them on the ground. And then there was another thing about chickens and fowl, basically, because your good luck could fly away. Chickens don't fly that well, so it's really your luck wouldn't go too far.
Okay, 100%. I own chickens.
Yes.
They fly.
But how far?
They they can get out of the... I free range them, right? But we have electric fence.
Yeah, I watched Charlotte get startle one right out of the fence.
Yeah, they literally just go over the fence and on the way and on their own thing. So I believe that. I'm okay with not eating chickens.
Yeah. I
like the fact that this animal can produce eggs that you can eat. I don't know if you need to eat it.
Yeah.
Although, chicken franchise is probably one of my favorite things to eat in the planet, but I don't know if you have to, I don't know. And I also like I should not ethically like Chick-fil-A, but
Yes.
I do like the flavor of Chick-fil-A. And like, I don't eat it based on like what you're like, you know, for so many reasons.
Yes.
But
yeah,
I still like it.
Yeah.
I just wish the politics were better. That's
absolutely, I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
So, should we do one more cocktail before we wrap this up? I have a few more little fun facts to share with you.
I mean, yeah.
Let's do that.
This is like a really fun one, and it's kind of a riff on one of my favorite cocktails, which is the French 75. So we're gonna use for this 1 ounce of Catoctin Creek gin, and you know it's really nice to use Catoctin Creek. They're local, we love them. Hi Scott, so great. And then we're gonna put in there 3/4 of an ounce of blackberry syrup, and again I will give you a recipe. This is 1 pint of blackberry, you know, 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, cup of sugar, 3/4 cups water. And then we're gonna use 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. So kind of like a French 75-ish. And if you want to make this a little bit more bitter, you can. And if you don't want to, don't add any bitters to it and you're good to go.
Oh, you could add bitters.
You can. I'm not going to.
Okay.
My syrup's pretty bitter, but you could if you wanted to, if you're like really into it. So I'm gonna shake it up here. I'm gonna just... Okay. So now we are going to strain this into our flute.
A lovely,
It's really
slightly chilled flute.
Yeah, it's another color. Apparently, I like pink cocktails on the holidays.
Apparently.
Yeah, so this is really pretty raspberry, like, I don't know, what color would you even call that?
Yes, I would say raspberry. I'm with you, even though it's a blackberry.
Yeah, it's like it's raspberry. I know, it's weird, right? All right, and now, so you have this mixture in the bottom of your flute, and you are going to fill with your chilled champagne. Go very easy, everybody, because it does have juice and sugar. It will go over the top, so nice and slow. It's part of the art. It makes people salivate for it, right?
Build the anticipation.
And if you want to get really fancy, you can hold your champagne in the punt.
I'm always worried that I'm going to like boop on the floor with it, so I should practice on bottles I don't care about.
What, holding it from behind?
Yes.
So I'm still using a finger, which is shows that I am 100% not a som. And then we're gonna take our lemon right around, drop it in. Same thing. This one's a little bit big.
That's what he said.
Yeah, we're gonna maybe put a smaller one in there. A little too big for
Nice.
me. I will give that one to you.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh. Yeah, the first drink was very delicious. This is the bitter it changes it completely.
But the bitter comes from the blackberry.
From the blackberry. Because is that a shrub then?
No.
What makes a shrub?
A shrub is like when you take the fruit and you keep it in sugar and vinegar for a while, and then you take all of the juice that's from there and you pour it off, and like that's what it is.
I've been meaning to ask you that for 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, people call like syrups they add vinegar with shrubs, but it's not technically.
Gotcha.
It's shrub-esque ish. In this new day and age, everybody puts ish on everything. It's like a way to get out of like what you are, right? You're like, oh, I'm late-ish. No, you're fucking late.
I'm bitter-ish.
Yeah, I'm bitch-ish. No, just a bitch. It's cool.
Own it, damn it. Own it.
Yeah, just own what you are. And this is bitter-ish. No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely a little bit bitter from the blackberries.
Oh, it's nice, though.
Which I totally love. And, it's fun.
It's, what I always appreciate a very savory cocktail, and that definitely falls into that category. We're gonna potato chip the shit out of this. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little more cream cheese and so Gina, while I do this and shove this in my face.
Yes.
Let's do the housekeeping, but I have a really important question for you.
Go.
What do you look forward to the most in the new year? Or is there rude? Or is one thing that you want to do more than anything else?
In the new year?
Mm-hmm.
So I always have one goal. I always have a goal for myself that's like super hard to obtain.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be a goal.
Right. But I call them my unobtainables. Mm-hmm. And I always wish them into the new year. And I'm always like, something's going to push me to be a better version of me. And whether that's, give more time to, and I do a lot of philanthropy and not only that, giving of, time and money. I, do stuff like that. But also I just have personal goals. This year in 2021, I've been on a weight loss journey,
Yeah.
And I am 50 pounds in, which I have not admitted to anybody. So I'm admitting now to everyone. And I still have a long way to go. So really that's my big goal.
Your personal goal.
Yeah. I don't really believe in resolutions and giving up. I believe in, pushing forward. And I think that's, to me, is better than making a resolution. It's, have a solution, have a way to get there or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about for you?
Mine is to learn to forgive myself.
Oh, that's good.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm working on it. It's funny. So, but no one else, listeners obviously don't know that we almost had a near fire in our kitchen. And I beat myself up for it because it was me who left it on high. And I have to be fortunate that nothing major happened. Everyone is fine. I didn't cause any major damage especially not to anyone else's home. But I can continuously beat myself up. No one needs to beat me up because I can do it all by myself. And there is nobody better at it than me. So I want to try to figure out a way to start to forgive myself.
You have to do that.
But just on an ongoing basis, because I'm not good at that.
Well, I think a lot of people are not good at that. I think that's that goes around for everyone.
Yeah.
We can make a plan that in the new year we do. We get that cardiologist. We're going to get a couple of shrinks on.
Gina going to be laying on the couch doing the podcast from the couch.
I know. No, you are. What? Get her forgiven. Anyway, so let's do the housekeeping. You ready?
Yeah.
So where are they going to go, Louise?
They're going to go to designateddrinker.show.
And you're going to find your tips, tricks, how-tos, and all the things and recipes. And maybe some, I don't know, we put some links for some crazy New Year's things.
Yeah, or even just places to find goodwill for the following year. To your point, how do people give? Yeah, we've had a lot of great guests in the past. Maybe we'll pull them back up and remind our listeners that there's a great place to start. There's always, so many people in need, so many animals in need, whatever it is that makes you open up yourself, be a better version of yourself.
I love that.
If nothing else, we start with links, people that we know personally, and hopefully inspire people to do that or find whatever space is good for them. Yeah. Well, cheers to that.
Well, Happy New Year, Louise.
Happy New Year.
And cheers, and thank you for listening.
To many more.
To many more.
And don't forget, we want to hear what you have to say, so go do the survey. Yes, I know, I made it rhyme. I'm such a dork. We all already knew that. But anyway, head over to designateddrinker.show, take the survey, and let's hang out at our live virtual Let's Get Twisted cocktail hour. Cheers to that. The Designated Drinker Show is produced by Missing Link, a podcast media company that is dedicated to connecting people to intelligent, engaging, and informative content. Also in the Missing Link lineup of podcasts is Rodger That, a podcast dedicated to guiding you through the haze of dementia, led by skilled caregivers Bobbi and Mike Carducci. Now, if you're looking for a whole new way to enjoy the theater, check out Between Acts, an immersive audio theater podcast experience. Each episode takes you on a spellbinding journey through the works of newfound playwrights, from dramas to comedies and everything in between. Find Missing Link's League of Podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts. Please don't forget to subscribe, download, and review the shows. Your review helps our shows reach new audiences. To find out more about Missing Link, visit missinglink.company. That's missinglink.company.